we're in the avenues. And I mean, if you know anything about LA, you know where the Aves is at, in the Crenshaw district. They call me Tylo, Tylo Tiny Amp. Well, I ain't gonna lie, I was into criminal activity, whatever it took, you know, but I always was focused on my music. I don't want to miss, I always wanted to rap and do music as far as the entertainment. My cousin had bought some studio equipment. I had some cousins from East Coast and a few homies in the hood, and you know, and they wanted to do music, and we got some studio equipment and we got together and we did what we had to do to be able to push the music. But I met Lori at that time. Her name is Lori Esteem, rest in peace. And she was an artist at that time that was selling weed amongst you know, the community. And I met her through this dude named DJ Rogers. And so then she had heard me rap and she had sold weed, so she had to bomb weed and she was fine. You know, so I went over there and she was like, look, I don't have a lot of money, but I can manage you. And I had my cousin from East Coast at the time, his name was Tommy, and Tommy Blanco, RIP too. And we came as a group and we was called the Foul Individuals. And from there, like the next morning, we had met Eric Sherman. And Eric Sherman had heard us rap over a loudspeaker. Cause you know, we was putting songs together and doing little talent shows and
for people who don't know, Eric Sherman was from EPMD.
EPMD.
And they were a
Keith
major
Murray,
group back
yeah,
then.
in the 90s, yeah. For sure, they was. So he flew all the way from New York to meet me and Tommy, some kids from LA. And that was before, this when I was 17, 18 years old. He flies down, he meets us, and we start working on projects. And unfortunately, you know, the street life is a motherfucker, man. So, unfortunately, one day I had called Tommy, and by this time, Tommy and Lori had become a couple, because I set it up like that, you know. I love Lori as a sister because she got me and Tommy off the streets. You know, we was out here living in apartment buildings, out here pulling robberies and going back and forth to juvenile, and going back and forth to the county for tent robberies, burglaries, and you know, stuff like that. And so she was like, look, you really have a talent, you need to focus your talent and I can help you get to the next spot. And so through there I met a lot of industry people. That's how I met Eric Sherman, I met King T, the real legends in the game. I met Pac, I met Snoop, and these dudes was young at the time too. So she was already what they called a seasoned manager. So, you know, she was helping get me and Tommy's career off the ground. And I go by the house to go get some weed, because remember I told you Lori sold weed, but it wasn't there. And later on that evening, my homegirl called me and asked me how I talked to Lori, and I was like, nah, they ain't answering the door or whatever. You know, they're not answering the phone. She was like, yeah, well, I've been hitting her all day. So I'm like, okay, well, let me call Tommy. That was my cousin. Let me call Tommy and, you know, find out where he at, because once I put in the emergency code, he gonna hit me back. He hit me back. I'm like, whoa, hold up. That's not like him. So I waited about an hour. I called Lori. I hit Lori again. Lori don't hit me up. So a friend of mine, best friend of mine, she's like, look, I haven't talked to Lo, and it's not like her to call me back, not call me back. And I was feeling the same way. So we got together with her, me and her got together, we went over there to the house just to see, you know what I'm saying, what we could see or what not. And so the car was still parked in the driveway. And so my friend was like, this is not like Lori not to, you know what I'm saying, answer my phone. As a matter of fact, her phone is right here in the car. So they have to be here. I'm thinking that maybe they just jumped in the car with somebody and bumped out, because they would do that. And she like, nah, I've been calling her. I'm like, yeah, okay. So we had two Rockwallers at the gate. Tommy was so scandalous, his ass used to be trying to train the Rockwallers, and I used to be the train dummy. So I was low-key scared of the dogs to go through the backyard. But anyway, we calmed the dogs down. The dogs came to the gate, like kind of whimpering. I'm like, damn, what's wrong with you? And the dogs is whimpering, so I have my gun by this time, and I hop over the gate. So I go to the back window. Matter of fact, I go to the back door. I try to open the back door, and it won't open because the house is all dark. So then I go to the bedroom window, and I see that the TV is on. And I'm like, these motherfuckers ain't in here just ignoring everybody on these 911 calls because they want time to themselves. But I knew that, like the back window was broke. So I lifted up the back window and I opened up the curtains and I looked through the thing. I'm like, whoa, blew me away. I seen my cousin Tommy tied up with his head on the bed, with a pillow over his head, and he was tied up real bad. Then he had like a rag in his mouth and some leather straps on him or whatnot. So by this time, I'm nervous. I have the gun out. I'm scared. I'm shaking, and I'm touching Tommy to move him, to be like, hey, to try to see if it's alive. I felt him and he was numb. So I see him like this, and I try to take the rag off his mouth so he can, so he can breathe or whatnot if he was still alive. And so I did that. Then I walked to the front, and in the front, it was another body laying in the front. Lori was in the front room. She was in the front room under all my clothes, under some clothes, like laying on top of the clothes. Her friend was in the front, laying they had a dining room table in the front, and Tommy was in the bedroom.
So basically, someone committed a triple homicide inside that house.
Yeah. It really scared me. And, and what's so crazy is that, okay, I found them, right? Now, my buddy that went with me, that next week, somebody shot him and killed his girl. So now I'm thinking, like, hold up, somebody out to kill me and my folks. And I ain't saying no names, but it was a real panic. A real panic, like, hold up. And this ain't got nothing to do with no gang, nothing. This ain't no gang beefs or no shit like that. This is some real deep shit. So really, gang shit is just on a flimsy level when you start talking about people getting executed and tied up. After my cousin and them got killed, I was done with music. It was more, I'm trying to see what I'm gonna do to, handle my business. Because forget handling your business because they killed your folks, shit, they might be coming to get you. When you don't know nothing, when you like, hold up, what have we did? What we do to somebody? Because we was heavily doing our music at that time. I wasn't even in the hood. I catch a case for robbery, and we robbed a Hawthorne Surplus, the gun store, and it was a shootout, and unfortunately, I got shot. I get shot in the arm, and I almost died.
And these are people that they have guns in there.
Yeah. But we was getting to them before they got to their guns, because we had a little inside plug. So, we was ready to go. And a little bit of wrong information will have you caught up. And the security guard there was on deck, right? So, it's a shootout with him, and I ended up getting shot. But
so you were able to run out of the place, but
I never made it out.
Oh, you never made it out the front door.
Never made it out.
So you got shot inside the surplus.
Yeah.
And then where did you fall?
By the front door. Because he was in front of me. He was gonna try to kill me. I'm like, look, I ain't moving. Don't worry about it. I'm leaking, blood going everywhere. But what saved my life is when the SWAT team came in, they put me in handcuffs while I'm shot.
While you're bleeding out?
While I'm bleeding. But I'm bleeding out, but it saved my life because my main artery right here was shot. So I'm leaking. I'm finna die. They put me in handcuffs trying to be assholes and rough me up, and it stopped my main artery from So now I'm like this, but I'm getting dizzy, I'm getting hot. I'm like, they have the SWAT there. They have everything blocked off. They have an ambulance down there. I'm like, why don't y'all put me on the ambulance? They said that's for just in case one of the officers get shot. Because my homeboy was still in there, hiding from him. So they said, yo, ambulance is on the way. And then when the ambulance finally came, the ambulance was like, man, take these cuffs off of him. And when they took the cuffs off me, blood hit the ceiling. Blood hit the ceiling. They was like, oh, we have a main artery. I'm going in and out anyway. But I really don't feel nothing because I have 80% nerve damage. And that's why my fingers is like this.
So I guess the doctors were successful in patching up that huge wound on your arm.
I'm here.
And yeah.
I'm here.
Thanks for watching StreetGangs.com. Please like and share the video you just watched and leave a comment below to tell us what you think. You can also watch 2 of our previous episodes to the right. Please visit the link to our Patreon page and support our campaign. And don't forget to subscribe.